Hello, how are all of you? So I'm just going to get right into this. This is going to be really short because I'm getting ready to go night-night, as my dogs would call it, or to bed. A couple things I wanted to talk to all of you about. So I called this video The Wheel of Fortune and Why It's For You. And I want to talk about the membership section here on the channel, why you should subscribe. There's different tiers. There's the Emperor, the Empress, the High Priestess, Tier 1, and then there's the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is the most expensive tier that you can subscribe to. It's $100. That's not a lot of money. I don't think. If it is for you, then I'm sorry. But you really probably should listen more to the channel because we're about abundance over here. So over the next couple of weeks, months, I'm going to be doing a lot of private videos in the members only section. Thank you for hitting the like button. So the way you join the membership section, particularly the Wheel of Fortune section, is in the description box of each and every video. At the very top, there is the link. You click, you choose your tier. I'm suggesting that you join under the Wheel of Fortune tier, and you can get access to those videos daily. You're automatically in. You also get notified every time I do a new video. So the videos I'm about to do over there, I think, are very, very prevalent for what we're going through as a collective. I'm going to be shooting a video starting tomorrow every day for the next 14 days in the private membership section, but you have to be joined under the Wheel of Fortune tier. So if you're already joined under the other tiers, you can upgrade. If not, you can just join as the Wheel of Fortune. Now, well, I'm not going to go there yet. So I'm going to be sharing about entity attachments, how to rid ourselves of entity attachments, how to rid ourselves of parasites, which we all have them. I know that sounds odd, but believe it or not, even when you pick an intimate partner, it can have a lot to do with your gut flora, your gut bacteria, whether or not you have a parasite infection, etc. So these are all very important. I'm also going to be doing specific readings for specific people that are joined in the Wheel of Fortune membership section that send me their sun sign and their partner's sun sign. I'll be doing those readings back there. So you'll be able to actually get a reading from me if you send me an email. I'll also be doing a lot of ancestral beauty secrets, ancestral protection, ancestral wisdom, knowledge that you won't get anywhere else. So I highly recommend you join. It's impossible to get what I'm going to be sharing there. Usually I share it on my coaching program. My coaching program is close to $5,000 at this point. And that's literally for 8 calls with me over a 1-month period. So that's why I'm suggesting you definitely join in the back end, especially if you're really cheap. You don't want to do the coaching program, even though it's going to almost double in price come the new year. You'll definitely want to be in this membership section. I want to share some things I noticed today. Hang on, you guys. Let me grab some kombucha real quick. Excuse me, buddy. Hang on. Okay, so I want to share some observations I had today, just in my life and some things I noticed on social media, actually. So I spend a lot of time outdoors. I spend a lot of time hiking. I have a bike that I ride with a little basket in the front, and I have a backpack that I put Lewis in. I can fit Maverick in the front basket. I have to muzzle him because he bites. But he only bites if someone comes towards me unannounced, right? He's a very protective, ESA certified, trained dog. So he's very, very protective, though, if someone comes, just out of the blue or trespasses or anything like that. So I decided I would do something different. We are in a time where it's important to network, but not on social media, actually in real life. It's especially important for me with my chart placements. Having strong Libra placements, it can bring a lot of financial justice, karmic justice to me if I am out in the real world, not on social media, but actually communicating and networking with people one-on-one, like in the flesh. So I decided to take the dogs and take the bicycle and drive it to this local coffee shop eatery that is only open until like 2 o'clock every day. Everybody raves about it. It's always got like a line out the door, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go in there. I tried to go in there once before and they were closed. That's when I noticed how early they closed. So I got up, it was like 7:30 that I got there, and there was a line out the door, and it was packed with all men. I think there might have been 5 women in there. There's probably, I mean, like 120 people, I would say at least, in there. Like a lot of firefighters, a lot of police officers, and a lot of cyclists, people that ride the bikes, the really healthy, good looking, muscular guys, and 3 in the room. At any rate, tell me where you're tuning in from and be sure and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm when you tell me where you're tuning in from. So I was in this place and I decided they have some vegan pastries, some gluten-free pastries. And I am a juicer, I am a faster, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw everything out the window today. I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to get a double shot of espresso. I thought this would be interesting. I'd never had espresso before, coffee, but not espresso. So I ordered a double shot of this espresso that they make in-house. And I mean to tell you, I cannot do any kind of stimulant at all. No coffee, certainly no espresso. I feel like I'm still in recovery. I had to come home, and I had some women bringing dresses over today. I ended up getting a dress. I don't really want to share with you guys what it's for, but it's very, very special dress. It's amazing the work that goes into picking a dress when you're only going to wear it once, right? But I had some designers that were bringing dresses over today, so I had to get back. I also had a bookkeeper and a very long appointment with a bookkeeper that's a new bookkeeper I hired to help me get better organized. And so I came home and I had to literally get in bed, cover my eyes, and sleep for an hour because caffeine or any kind of stimulant is just very hard on my body. I can't handle it. I never have been able to handle any kind of stimulating substance. And those of you who don't know me, I am a drug-free, alcohol-free person. I've never been a drinker. I think I may have drank like once when I was 20 and woke up and realized I looked like shit the next day and that I would never drink again because anything that ages me in the least, I like avoid like the plague. And I also was a model for many years of my life. And when you're a model, stimulants, they're offered to you constantly. legal, illegal, etc. And also, eating disorders are prevalent. So I try to avoid anything that is stimulating in nature. So this double shot of espresso was super strong. And I mean to tell you, I felt like I was completely high for about an hour, and then I had a drop. It's very hard on your adrenal glands, any kind of caffeine. So I listened to my body. I got in bed. I covered my eyes. Hang on. Mav, one moment. So anyway, so I covered my eyes. When I cover my eyes, I can fall asleep within 5 minutes. And I fell asleep in bed with the dogs for an hour, and thank God recovered from the double espresso. It's something that I definitely cannot handle and won't be doing again. And I realized that, and then the women came over with the dresses, and I did that whole spiel, which was really nice. And they had really positive, good energy. And I had the meeting with the bookkeeper, and that was really nice. She was multitasking while she was picking up her kids, and that went well. And I have the next steps for that. And so I was handling things, and as I was going through my day, I was listening to some things on social media, and I saw something about Shania Twain. And those of you who don't know who Shania Twain is, she was like a country music singer. I'm not a big fan or anything, but I always thought she was pretty when I was younger. And I noticed that people were ripping her to shreds in comments about her appearance, and like saying, what did she do to her face, and blah, 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 blah. And I've noticed this about a lot of people, a lot of famous people. As they begin to age, people accuse them of doing all this horrible stuff to themselves, when really people just age. And I felt bad for her. She still is very pretty. It doesn't look like she's done anything to herself, but I find it very interesting how judgmental people are out of jealousy and envy. I've noticed with myself, people have always accused me of like getting Botox. And so lately, what I've started doing is like crinkling up my forehead and in my TikTok videos and stuff, and showing people, look, I don't get Botox. I'm actually allergic to it. And I think that's really important to be like authentic in that way. And oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, love. Thank you, love. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you for the $50. That's so sweet. So, I noticed that just the judgment, even on the Kardashians, which I'm not a huge fan at all, people are really harping on them because they're all of a sudden they're thin, and before they were into like the BBLs and things like that, and going with these different trends and things. And I feel like it's really sad. I am so grateful that I've worked on my internal house. My sense of self-worth and value comes from working with clients, actually, and people. And so I've never really been bothered if anyone's ever been mean to me. The only time it's ever bothered me is when I've been targeted. But outside of like targeted by people who know people that once knew me that target me. But whenever it's like a strange, it doesn't bother me at all. But usually people are really, really positive about my appearance and about me in general. Like every once in a while, you'll get like once or twice a year, you'll get some nasty, jealous person that found her husband looking at your pictures on the internet or something, and all of a sudden they're. But most of the jealousy in my life has come from people in real, actual life, like people who meet me and just are like literally crazed, right? Or, people that I've dated in the past, like their new partners, like those are that's where most of the jealousy stems when people target me. Usually on the internet, it's been quite a positive place, actually. When I look at my analytics, it's always been, since I started, 50-50 men, women. It's always like 60 men, 50 or 40% women, but it's always been pretty even, and always a super wide age range from, like, I think my analytics are like from like 25 to like, I think 60 or something like that is the age range that watches me, and it's split down the middle. So I find that to be very, very positive. And oh my goodness, is he at it again? It's only when I do this. Hold on. Can you please come to me? Hi. You're so big. Okay, you're gonna hear him moan, because when he lays down, he moans. Lay down. Okay. So I saw this about Shania Twain. I felt really bad for her. She's very beautiful, and just the fact that they were tearing her down was just really, really quite sad. So, be mindful when you say things to people and stuff like that. I just felt really bad for her. And I want to remind all of you too. So when I share things with you, it's always from either a download or it's from something I think you guys need to hear as a collective, like something that we're going through or that's coming up. No one should ever be punished for speaking their truth or their self-expression. And I've shared with all of you that for years, and it's still ongoing, unfortunately, but it is hyper being looked into. But for years, like, I was punished every time I would say something like my money was screwed with, because I had dated someone who is a hacker, etc., can manipulate systems, blah, 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 blah. Every time I would actually speak the truth, I would actually express myself, I would actually stand up for myself, I would actually, share something that this person didn't like, my money was messed with. My livelihood was messed with. My business was messed with. So when I speak now, there is no filter, because I have, 9 streams of income. So they can mess with my channels all they want, but I still have, 7 other streams that come in outside of these 2. So it's really, 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 really sad, because my first YouTube channel, he screwed with that. And so then I started this, which, grabbed hold very, very quickly. And then he screwed with this. That's why I have a 3rd channel that I don't share here, with over 100,000 subscribers, that I use a completely different computer and everything for, that I'll never be able to really share on these other 2 platforms, because I know that I'm literally, quote, punished, his own weird little way of control, whenever I speak the truth. Because, there are some people in life that will take things you say and take it to be about them. Now, what I just said is, but usually when I speak, it's very fluent. It's about the collective. It's about what we need to know. And so, when you go through a period of years of someone thinking every single thing you say is about them, and they're not even in your head when you're speaking, and they're punishing you and messing with your livelihood over it, that's a big deal, right? That's a big deal. Fortunately, I've dealt with the trauma from that. I've dealt with rising above what it did to me monetarily, what it did to my livelihood and my business. And sadly, these two channels are still affected by it, my Andrea Cox TV and this channel. I have noticed a small increase recently, thank God. But it's from my own doing. It's from my own having this investigated. It's from my own, hiring people to help try to turn it around. But unfortunately, these two channels that he infected will never be the same and never reach the capacity that they could have had he not done the damage he did. So I just want to specify that. So that's why the membership portion of this channel in particular is so vitally important. So what we're going to cover in the membership portion are things that I've been, quote, censored on, and thanks you guys for subscribing to the channel, on my platforms, not from the grand all be all, the government or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, but by an unhealed, wounded, masculine and feminine energy that should have dealt with their own personal issues and instead chose to see everything I said and shared directly as a slap in the face to them, and it had nothing to do with them. So, it's really weird when you deal with people, and this is what I was talking to a girlfriend today that was over here. I had to try on these dresses, and people who know me know that, every woman likes to shop, but it's not my favorite thing actually to do. It's just like, if I shop, it's cotton dresses, it's boutique, it's never labels, it's very earthy, boutique, cotton, whatever, a pair of flip-flops or heels, or it's just, I'm very, very simple with the way I dress. But this particular dress, there were designers that came over so I could be fitted. So it's very special. And I was talking to my girlfriend about it today, and she goes, can you imagine living in their head, watching everything you do, thinking everything is about them? And I was just like, no. And so it took me years to catch on to who was screwing with my stuff, And then once I realized it, I realized I had to start a third channel, and I had to keep it quiet, because every time I would announce something I was doing, it would be sabotaged. And once once you know there is someone literally sabotaging your work, and you know who it is, you have a choice. And you have to go through a very specific route to deal with that type of thing. And sometimes the route you have to take takes years. And it was very traumatizing, actually, very traumatizing to think that someone that doesn't affect you at all in a way, that they're focused on you for that long of a period of time in order to target you like that. From bot accounts, fake accounts, target your work and things of that nature. So that's one reason that I'm pushing this membership section and wanting to share there in a little more private space, wanting people to actually pay to show that there's an exchange for the valuable information I give. And I don't think it's a large exchange at all, because most of this information can only be found by working with me one-on-one, which, like I said, is quite pricey. And still, you're not going to get all the information back here, but you're going to get some valuable things that you won't be able to get anywhere else. We've already got quite a few members back there. I was really pleased to see that the video I shared today had so many views, and I shared it privately to the membership section. And, what I think I'm going to do is, over the next 14 days, I'm going to do a video every day, but it's going to be information that you're going to want to save, that you're going to want to listen to, that you're going to want to take notes, that you're going to want to learn from, and that you're going to want to follow through with. Because, not everyone holds the same type of information. There's different types of malefic energies, darker energies, draconian energies, serpent energies, succubus energies that are trying to teach in the world, and that the true light workers, that the true seers can see through. They can see through crystal clearly and see that they're not of the light, that they're not of truth. It doesn't mean that people of the light can't hold darkness, okay? Because without darkness, there would be no light. We have to embrace the shadow with the light. But what it means is that a lot of people that you're learning from are not coming from a good place. They're not coming from a healed place. They're coming from, let me get likes, let me get followers, let me get cash place. Okay? And that's not really teachable. And the true people that you're going to learn from aren't going to have super big followings, because that's kind of Illuminati shit. That's kind of fake. Let us pay for advertising. Let us pay for, let's try to get likes. Let's try to get more people. Let's try to steal other people's audiences. That's another thing that couple did, is they were targeting my audience for years. They're still continuing to do so. Like, I have people messaging me even at this time, like, oh my God, like, and it's really sad. It's pathetic. Especially when, for years I've had to just like it's like dodging a crooked thievery bullet, and because when people aren't of integrity, when they're not of the light, when they come from a really rough background, and they, it's just like, let's see what we can take from other people. There's no reasoning with ignorance. There's no reasoning with people that don't walk in integrity. And at one point, I noticed myself, I'll never forget one of my spiritual teachers saying this, and I was like, oh my God, you're so right. She goes, don't become what you came here to destroy. What she meant by that is, light workers come here to destroy evil. So we want to be really mindful. A lot of times when we're targeted for our light, when we're targeted for our information, when we're targeted for our value, when we're targeted for our beauty, when we're targeted for our knowledge, when we're targeted for our ancestral wisdom that other people don't hold, but want to mimic like they hold and teach from an inauthentic place, when they're not following their true soul's calling, and they haven't had their evolution in life, we can, when our livelihood is affected, when our money is affected, we can stoop to that low integral place where we end up doing the same things that they've done to us, right? And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to become what we came here to destroy. And when I say destroy, I mean destroy darkness. When you are a 5 to 12 D being, when you come here and you're not of the 3D ever, like from the time you're little, like everybody knows, like you're different, you can't lower your vibration to that 3D level to be on that dark path. Let them do their bullshit, right? Let them hire people to try to steal your audience. Let them Let them be the phoniness, right? Let them pull pictures off Pixels and is that the free picture thing? Where's the free picture thing? Let them and pretend that they're, doing the things that they're doing that they're not. Let them do that. But don't you lower your vibe, right? Be authentic. Really plant the garden. Really have a happy, loving relationship that you don't display on social media. Really take great care of your kids. Don't just ignore them all day and have your head buried in a phone. Really take care of your animals. Don't just, not let them use the bathroom outside, then beat their ass when they go inside, right? Like, really be a person of integrity. Really spend quality time with your kids. Really spend quality time with your family. Really take care of your house plants. Really keep a beautiful home. Really, don't pretend you bought a, 15-acre ranch when you're just running or something. Like, really be that person. If you're a hermit, really own it. Be the hermit, Really spend your time reading books and investing in knowledge. Really live a life of loyalty when you're in a loving relationship, if that's your thing. Really be loyal. Don't be staring at your ex-girlfriends all over social media like a lowlife, trying to target them because you don't want them to be with anyone else. But, like, really, like, actually be an upstanding person. See, I see through all this shit. It's just it's like so obvious. And here's the sad thing. I don't have to see it. I feel it. I feel it. Having 10 placements of water in your chart is a freaking, I'm telling you, everybody's like, oh my God, that must be awesome. You must see through everybody. Yeah, I do. And it's not awesome because I see through everybody, including myself, including when I need to improve upon myself. I love myself enough to know when I need to isolate, to know when I need to do work on myself, to know when people aren't healthy for me and I need to distance myself from them, whether it be like on the internet, locking them out any way I can, hopefully hoping it works, or in real life, moving states away, or, when I feel that someone is not being honest, authentic, and true, or when they're a phony, or when they're full of shit, or when they have addiction problems, or I will, I have no problem cutting that freedom cloth. I've shocked a lot of people in my life. Moon and Scorpio people, when they're done, they're done. They don't go back and I think I've shared with you guys that over the past, so May, June, July, August, September, wow, 5 months. Over the past 5 months, started around May, I have had every single person that I have ever dated, and there hasn't been a lot. I'm very choosy. If I let someone around me and they are able to enter the pearly gates, it's fucking special. Like, no one gets near me. Maybe when I was younger, like 10 years ago, like, used car salesman kind of manipulative energies could kind of manipulate their way in. But once I learned that lesson, no more. I am very, very particular with my energy. When I say used car salesman, I don't mean any, sorry about that, you guys. There's a lot of great used car salesmen. I'm using that as a metaphor because it's used often with seedy people, users. So I learned the lesson when I moved to California about users, clout chasers, etc. I learned that it took a minute, but one person taught me all I needed to know about that. And, it's really sad. I actually saw friends that I really admired and that admired me in California choose a bad path. And I look at those people now and I look at how bad they've aged and stuff, and I feel really, really sorry for them. Like, literally, like, I just am like, wow. Like, thank God. Thank God for promises or unanswered prayers. Thank God. Because I just look at how bad people aged, and I just look at that, There was a young boy that had so much potential years ago, and I won't name names, but oh my God. I saw a video of his the other day. I almost didn't recognize him. Bloated face. I think he might have been stoned in the video, and he just was and all his work was just, it was so phony, and I just thought, oh my God, it really doesn't matter how many views or followers someone has, you guys. It's really about who is the truth and who is not. And so I'm going to a Halloween party I have a neighbor who is legit famous. And when I say famous, I mean he's up there. Like, he's like Michael Jackson famous. He's like really famous. He makes J-Lo look like she's unfamous. And I'm going to a party at his house. I'm really excited about it. He has it every year for Halloween. And I've been invited, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be great. I'm going to wear a really pretty costume. I'm not going to plaster my ass all over social media in the costume, because I've had a lot of soul's growth and evolution. I don't need to like show my pretty stomach on, social media, and I just don't. I posted a pretty sexy picture earlier in the week, so what am I saying? But I don't need to do that anymore. But I'm going to this event, and I know there's going to be a lot of really well-known people there, but they're real people, like people who earned their fame years ago before the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, there's, how do I say it? I was going to say I don't want to piss anyone off, but I really don't care. There's like Rihanna fame, and then there's Beyonce fame. One breeds evil, one doesn't. There's Prince fame. He knew the truth. You just go listen to the title of his songs, There's Something in the Water is one of the titles to his songs. He was so woke when it came to what was going on in the world. He was so ahead of his time. So was Michael Jackson. So was all the greats. They like kill all the greats. But anyway. And then there's this fake like Cardi B shit and stuff. I mean, come on, Come on, you guys. What is she offering the world? I'm sorry. So it's interesting because I'm going to this event, and I can only imagine who all's going to be there, but the person's house, or I should say estate that it's at, which is literally right up the street, is probably one of the biggest, I would say, singer-songwriters in the history of the world. And I'm really, excited, but I'm not excited because of that. I'm excited to actually get out of the house. Like, I'm going to get out of the house, woo! I'm going to do something. And I just think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. So, when when I share this stuff with you guys that I'm going to share in the membership section, and you'll have to join the Wheel of Fortune membership section. You can't join the High Priestess or anything like that. And thank you again for the donation. That was so sweet. It's going to be stuff that is going to be very helpful to help you along your journey, especially if you're someone that deals with addiction or something like that. God, I got such a strong hit the other day, and I almost called I wanted to call someone I know, but I don't know him well enough to say this to him, but I wanted to call someone and be like, hey, don't drink and drive. And I don't know why I wanted to say that to him. His face kept popping in my head over and over and over again. And I kept thinking he's going to get a DUI, or he's going to get in an accident, or someone around him's going to get in an accident. So I kept wanting to reach out to this person, and I didn't, because I don't feel comfortable enough. I should feel comfortable enough, but I don't, to just reach out to him. But I wanted to say that to him. And when I get those kind of downloads, that's what I'm going to be sharing back there. Also, whenever I share anything with you guys, unless I specifically say this happened to me, it's never about what I'm going through. You guys will never know. I could be married for all of you now, and you would not know. Like, I will never put a relationship on social media again. I'll never share any like deep details about my life on social media again. You guys, people don't even know my real birth date. It's not found anywhere on the internet. People don't know my real placements. Yes, I'm a Pisces with a Scorpio moon. Yes, I have a Libra rising in Vedic, but that's all you guys really know. What else? So I think the parasite cleansing is imperative that I'm going to teach you guys. And it's not something you'll find anywhere else. The things I'll have you pick up at the herbal store to blend are literally going to blow anything out of you that will make you attracted to any type of entity or any type of lower vibrational person. These things go hand in hand. You know, we get parasites we do get them from animals, but love your animals. The kind of parasites they have everybody has parasites. People, everyone does. The kind of parasites animals have are not really harmful unless you're like, on an African safari. But, we get parasites. We can get them from eating vegetables. We can get them from eating meat, right? We can get them from raw fish. I know a lot of you love sushi. We can get them from kissing someone. Yes, kissing. You can also get Epstein-Barr and mono from kissing. No one sees my lips unless I have paperwork on them. Like, for real. Like, where's your paperwork? I am like militant. And I want to tell you guys something. Look, when I go out, I attract a lot of people of all walks of life, but usually a really high caliber. People who want to give to me, people who want to do nice things for me, people who want to spoil the shit out of me, people who want to treat me amazingly well. I am so picky about who I spend my energy with. Even if I'm having a conversation with you, you better be bringing something that I don't know, intellect-wise, or you're going to get about 3 seconds of my time. I don't look people in the eyes unless I know them and I can trust them and I know who they are, because people can form entity attachments to you. The eyes are a portal. They're a window to the soul. So I am very, very, very fucking mindful. Like, if someone gets my energy, they are a genuine, amazing, good person, and I have respect for them. And boy, respect is earned with me. It is not given. It is earned. It is so earned. And when I say that since May, like, everyone who I dated came back in some capacity, either messaged me or, like, I think I mentioned my ex, the one I was with like 5 years, he actually flew in to do a walkthrough with these creeps that I had paid a bunch of money to use their house for 2 years in Vegas. You know, he earned my respect because he did a lot for me. He did a lot of tangible, kind, genuine, nice, loving, caring, providing wonderful things for me. He earned my respect. He never screwed around. He never played games. You know, we had other issues, and quite honestly, it was because I didn't have my own shit together. That's why I learned so much about being non-codependent. You have to be able to take care of yourself before you can be in a loving, normal relationship, because otherwise it's codependent. You can't pay your bills without the person. That's completely fucked up, right? So, you know, when I share these things with you, it comes from a lot of wisdom. I feel like I'm getting tired and I'm talking in circles, so I'm going to end this. And it comes from a lot of esoteric knowledge, a lot of ancestral wisdom, just a lot. And so these things that I'm going to share with you in the back end we're going to have a target subject that we talk about each day for about 45 minutes to an hour. Like, okay, entity attachments, parasites, this, that. We're really going to dive in deep. This is not regurgitated information you'll get from someone else that's bought their audience. It's not. This is from me, myself, and I, and a lot of deep wisdom. On that note, I am going to get to bed. This is the first night that I haven't indulged in a 90-minute massage. But I have my nail tech. She's going to be here at 8 a.m. So I've got to get my beauty sleep so she can work on my pretty hands in the morning. And yeah, maybe I'll get a massage tomorrow. At any rate, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful night. Be well. Bye. Oh, and join the membership section.